Here is the truth no one wants to say out loud. The more you try to be the perfect man, the less attractive you become. Not because you're lacking something, but because you're giving everything in the wrong way. You were taught that if you're kind, consistent, attentive, she'll naturally feel drawn to you. That attraction is a reward for effort. So you show up, you listen, you care, you stay available. And somehow, it still slips away. She loses interest. She pulls back. And you're left confused, wondering what you did wrong when you did everything right. But what if the problem isn't what you did? It's what you believed. Attraction doesn't grow from comfort. It doesn't deepen because you're always there. And it definitely doesn't respond to how much you give. Because attraction isn't logical. It's emotional. It's unpredictable. It's something felt, not earned. And this is where almost every man misses the point. There is a single behavior, subtle but powerful, that shifts everything. Most men never see it, never understand it, and never use it. But the moment you do, the entire dynamic changes in a way you can't unsee. If you're honest with yourself, you've probably followed the same pattern without even realizing it. You try to be the easy choice. You respond quickly, you make time, you adjust your schedule, you show interest clearly so there's no confusion. You think that by removing uncertainty, you're making things stronger. But what you're actually doing is removing the very tension that creates attraction in the first place. You start to prove yourself without being asked. You explain your intentions too early. You give reassurance before it's earned. And slowly, without noticing, you shift from someone she's curious about to someone she fully understands. And once she understands you completely, there's nothing left to discover. That's where things begin to fade. Because when everything about you becomes predictable, the emotional experience flattens. There's no anticipation, no wondering, no spark. You become safe, but not exciting, available, but not intriguing. And the more you try to compensate by giving even more, the faster it slips away. It feels unfair because you're doing what you thought was right. But attraction doesn't reward effort the way you expect it to. It responds to something deeper, something less obvious. The truth is, attraction needs something at stake. It needs uncertainty, space, and the possibility of loss. Without that, there's nothing to feel. And if you look back honestly, you'll start to see it. Not as bad luck, but as a pattern you've been repeating all along. At some point, you have to question everything you were taught about attraction. Because what you've been chasing, comfort, stability, constant reassurance, feels right on the surface, but quietly works against you underneath. Attraction doesn't grow in comfort. It grows in tension. Not chaos, not confusion, but a subtle emotional pull where something is felt but not fully understood. Think about it. The moments that stay in your mind are never the predictable ones. It's the pause in a conversation, the delayed reply, the slight shift in energy that makes you wonder. That wondering is where attraction lives. The moment everything becomes certain, the mind relaxes and the emotion disappears with it. Unpredictability doesn't mean inconsistency. It means you're not fully readable. It means there's depth, layers, something she hasn't completely figured out yet. And that's what keeps her engaged. Because the human mind is wired to complete patterns, to resolve tension, to understand what it cannot fully grasp. When that tension exists, attention follows. Attraction is like electricity. It needs polarity. If everything is constant, flat, and known, there's no charge. But when there's contrast, presence and absence, certainty and mystery, that's when something real starts to build. And once you truly understand this, you start to see where everything changes. Because this is exactly where the behavior most men never use comes in, quietly shaping everything without being noticed. This is where everything shifts, and most men miss it because it looks so simple on the surface. The behavior is controlled absence. Not silence out of insecurity, not disappearing to manipulate, but the ability to step back with intention, to create space without losing your center. It's the difference between reacting and choosing. Controlled absence means you don't flood every moment with your presence. You don't answer instantly every time. You don't overextend just to maintain attention, And you don't make yourself endlessly available in the hope that she'll value you more. Instead, you allow moments to breathe. You let interactions end before they feel exhausted. You leave space where something can be felt after you're gone, and that space is where everything begins. Because when you're always there, there's nothing to process, no gap, no reflection, no curiosity. But when you step back at the right time, her mind starts to fill in what's missing. She replays conversations, wonders what you're doing, questions why you're not as predictable as others. That curiosity isn't forced. It happens naturally when there's something unresolved. Most men think attraction is built by adding more. More messages, more attention, more effort. But what actually creates depth is subtraction. It's knowing when to withdraw just enough to create emotional movement without breaking connection. The average man fears losing attention, so he clings to constant availability. The man who understands this doesn't chase attention. He controls his presence. He knows that value isn't shown through how often he appears, but through the impact he leaves behind. And when that presence becomes selective, it changes how she experiences you entirely. Not as someone predictable, but as someone she feels compelled to understand. To understand why this works, you have to step out of emotion for a moment and look at the psychology behind it. Human attention doesn't respond to what is always present. It responds to what feels limited, uncertain, and slightly out of reach. This is where the scarcity principle comes in. When something is constantly available, the mind stops assigning it value. Not because it isn't good, but because it no longer feels rare. But the moment availability becomes selective, perception changes. What was once taken for granted now feels important. Then there's the uncertainty effect. The brain is wired to resolve what it doesn't fully understand. When a pattern is incomplete, it keeps returning to it, trying to make sense of it. That's why you remember unfinished conversations more than predictable ones. When you're always present, there's nothing left unresolved. But when you step back at the right moment, you leave behind a question. And that question keeps you in her mind far longer than constant interaction ever could. This creates what can be called an emotional investment loop. When you're not filling every space, she begins to fill it herself. She replays what was said, imagines what you meant, and invests energy trying to understand you. And the more she invests, the more connected she feels. You can see this in something as simple as texting. If you respond instantly every time, the interaction becomes routine. But if you occasionally delay, not to manipulate, but because you're genuinely occupied, the dynamic shifts. Or, when you leave a great conversation slightly early instead of stretching it too far, the feeling lingers. When you're always there, she experiences you. When you're selectively absent, she starts thinking about you. And thinking is where attachment begins. This is the part where most men go wrong again because they hear the idea but misunderstand the intention behind it. They take controlled absence and turn it into distance without purpose. They stop replying, act cold, or pretend not to care, thinking that indifference will create attraction. But it doesn't. It only exposes insecurity in a different form. Ghosting isn't power. Silence without context isn't mystery. And acting like you're not interested doesn't make you valuable. It just makes you confusing in a way that breaks connection instead of building tension. The difference is subtle, but it matters more than anything. Controlled absence only works when there is something real to step back from. There has to be genuine interaction, authentic engagement, a moment where something was actually felt. Without that, there's nothing to create space around. You can't withdraw value if you never created it in the first place, and more importantly, it has to come from strength. Not from fear of saying the wrong thing, not from overthinking, and not from trying to manipulate an outcome. When absence is driven by insecurity, it feels forced. When it comes from a grounded sense of self, it feels natural. A lot of men aren't creating space. They're reacting to fear and calling it strategy. They pull back because they feel unsure, then convince themselves they're in control. But real control isn't about avoiding connection. It's about engaging fully, then knowing you don't need to cling to it. At some point, this stops being a technique and becomes a reflection of who you are. Because if you have to remind yourself to pull back, to create space, to not overgive, then you're still operating from the same place as before, just with a different strategy layered on top. And strategies fade. Identity doesn't. This isn't about learning when to disappear. It's about becoming the kind of man who doesn't feel the need to be constantly present in the first place. The man who doesn't chase every opportunity to prove himself, who doesn't rush to explain his intentions, who doesn't measure his worth by how quickly someone responds to him. He's not trying to create attraction, he naturally allows it to form. He moves with purpose, not urgency. There's a difference. Urgency comes from fear of losing something. Purpose comes from knowing you're not dependent on it. And that subtle shift changes everything about how you show up. Your energy becomes grounded, your actions become intentional, and your presence starts to carry weight without effort. He doesn't cling to moments. He experiences them, then lets them breathe. And if something begins to fade, he doesn't panic or try to force it back. He understands that what is real doesn't need to be chased into existence. When you reach that point, you stop asking what to do next. Because you're no longer trying to become attractive. You've become someone who is felt without needing to explain why. Most men will hear this, nod for a moment, and then go right back to what feels familiar. They'll keep chasing, keep over-explaining, keep giving more in the hope that something will finally change, not because they're weak, but because it's comfortable. It's what they've always known. And walking away from that pattern requires something most people never develop: awareness followed by discipline. But you're at a different point now. You've seen the pattern. You understand what actually creates attraction, not just what you were told should. And once you see it clearly, you can't go back to operating the same way without knowing exactly why it fails. So the question becomes simple: not what you know, but what you're willing to become. Because this only works if you decide internally that you're done chasing validation, that you're done trying to earn attention through effort alone, that your presence has value and your absence has weight. Most men won't make that shift. They'll stay stuck in the cycle. But you won't. If this resonated with you, make it real. Not for anyone else, but for yourself. Say it, clearly and without hesitation. I create attraction through presence, and I create power through absence. This isn't about getting attention. It's about becoming someone who doesn't need to chase it, because it naturally follows.